Welcome to the Classic Blocks and Free Motion Quilting Sketch Challenge. Have you been intimidated by feathers on heirloom quilts? Today I'm going to show you an easy way to get the same look with half the effort. Stay tuned. I'm Andy, and this is True Blue Quilts, a place to enjoy, experiment, and excel as you quilt. In the double pinwheel block, we are going to build on the curves to make our faux feather. So a typical feather has a spine and then the individual feathers or the petals or the bumps. And we can do that with our curls and build a feather shape very easily without all the heirloom style of backtracking and keeping those shapes a certain size. You can get the same effect with the curls. Now we have two different size triangles here in our double pinwheel. The large pinwheel and then the smaller triangle made from the quarter square triangles. So I'm going to make two different types of feathers. In the small triangle, I'm going to make a one-sided feather with the edge of the triangle as my spine. And the petals get bigger and curve all the way around when I get to that center of my triangle. So this is almost like the arcs that we were doing in the rainbow design a few days ago. When I get to the top of my triangle, I'm going to stitch in the ditch, travel along, and on this one, I'm going to leave that curl not quite touching so you can see the effect. And I've quilted feathers for many years, so this comes a little more naturally to me. If you're just starting out, just try to build up those curls along the long edge of your triangle. And then if you don't backtrack exactly on your first line of your hook, you're going to get some more dimension in your curls, and that makes another neat effect to have more stitching lines visible there. So I'm going to backtrack and I'm going to try that again. And I'm trying to do one continuous line around the block. That's why I'm practicing tracing back over that line so that you really build that muscle memory. And we're just, drawing some curls, some hooks, bananas, letter C, whatever image you need to keep in your mind to draw that faux feather with curls. In the large triangle, I'm going to add a center spine. So I'm going to make a gentle curve along that triangle edge and bowed out towards the corner of my triangle. And now I need to fill both sides, so I'm going to curve around and then do my curls. And just like when I'm stitching, I don't always hit that center spine exactly, so that's why it's good to practice sketching, get that muscle memory built up as we curve around. And your curves don't have to line up on both sides. We just want to fill that space and give that image. Those almost look like tassels on an ear of corn. I'm imagining different things. I ended here, and you have a couple different options for traveling back to the next space. You can follow the spine of your feather to the corner and stitch in the ditch back to the center, or you can just follow that spine back down to the center. So in my next triangle, again, I'm going to repeat that curve, but I'm finding it a little easier to do my curls from the bottom. So I'm going to travel back right along that spine, or as close as I can get. And then I can do my curves and really build up that feather design. And if you don't backtrack on your line, if you give a little bit of dimension to your leaves, it really starts looking like a fern or a plant there as you hook that around to make our faux feather. So lots of different ways to practice and customize that design. Find out what you really like and practice that. And we're just curving around to make those petals on our feather. Feathers don't really have petals, but we need some vocabulary, some arcs there. And as I said, sometimes it's easier to do this from the bottom up because it's sometimes a little bit tricky to aim where you're putting that curl to meet the previous stitching line. So one more double-sided feather, get your spine in there first, and then we're doing the curves. Traveling along, if that's what you want to practice, you're backtracking right on the line of the previous sketch. And then if you want to really hook in like a spiral design, you can do that and really make those fun curly Q feathers. So lots of different personality with our faux feathers in the double pinwheel block. I have put together all of the block diagrams into a workbook so you can sketch along with us every day. Download this resource at truebluequilts.com. If you'd like to see other basic free motion quilting motifs, click on the video below where I share my top 5 beginner designs. Subscribe to the True Blue Quilts channel for more tutorials. See you in the next video.